Good morning, afternoon, day. I hope it's going well. So I thought, let me create sort of a meditation video. Meditation video. I'm sitting here at my altar. I have my cafe in hand. This is my second cup of the morning. I finally got out of bed, got dressed, all the good stuff. And I was thinking last night as I was putting my day to bed, that I don't know that being in tune in meditation and all those things looks always like we're like, Zen or Buddhist goodness. And, that's how it comes out. And this is the challenge with imagery, right? Because we get these images of ways that it can be or it can look. And it usually looks a certain way, so we aim for that model. It's a human actual propensity. What tends to happen is that those of us with lots of work in the new paradigm, we resist a lot of that because we recognize that when things become normative and like the go-to, it begins to lose the power that it has to recharge our flame. And the reason, and I say it loses power because it no longer is about getting the person or the human into a state. It becomes more about replicating a state that another human is exhibiting. And so for me, I want you to be able to, and this is a really kind of fascinating thing. I want you to develop the practice of creating the state within your being that has nothing to do with how it needs to look or anything, but what resonates for you. So for example, I'm sitting here at my altar. I've had some breakfast and things like that, but I'm ready to kind of vortex my energy inward and then just know where I want it to direct this day. And yeah, I wanted to offer an opportunity to step into that. Let your inner ecosystem and cosmology, let that determine what are you needing. Are you needing faster music? Are you needing slower music? Are you needing no music? Do you need to go for a walk instead of trying to be this physical stillness? What are you needing? And it's important to meet yourself there. So I want to invite you to, if you are able to sit and be in a space where you can kind of bring the energy in, contract the energy back. And if that's not the case, then do what makes sense to you. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to speak to breath and intentionality. It's Tuesday. We're still counting the Omer. And we are also, as we count the Omer, in my community, we have a tradition of kind of moving through the Sefirot, moving through the energetic beacons and looking at love, looking at judgment, looking at all the relational circles and spheres, right? So this particular week, forget about what you want to do. What is the energy or the quality of energy you want to inhabit? And this is what I was thinking about the other day. There's no way we can escape the fact that we do that. We're such connected and communal beings. And I don't mean that to say that it's only people. That's such arrogance, right? It's only people. No, we commune with nature. We commune with all realms and all spirits. And so So what quality do you want to be reinforcing? I'm anointing myself. Do you want to be reinforcing within? For me, I'm holding on to the embodiment of the Empress, a place of sovereignty, a place of anchored knowingness, and that no matter what moves need to be made, there's still the energy of knowing that you are sovereign in and of yourself. You get to be in choice, and that is what, to me, sovereignty is all about. It's about being able to choose with, if you will, our eyes engaged, our third eye engaged, our heart and our mind, all our beings. And whether we choose the correct thing for us or not is irrelevant to the amount of alignment and power that there is in being able to choose. So this week for myself, I choose Empress energy. I welcome the way that shows up in all the places in my body and on my back and in my back and my spinal column. I speak to the spaces that are needing activation and that are needing attention and movement and tenderness from me. And I welcome myself to the altar and to the table, to the space where my prayers and where my intentions align. Let me lower this a little bit just in case, because my voice is getting lower. I align myself with wisdom that has already alchemized learnings and becomes a direct shot into intentionality and into living in this daily life, in this daily realm. I'm grateful that we are oneness, but that we are also many pieces, many threads and tapestries. And that we are not to lose ourselves in another thread or in another tapestry, but we are to bring the fullness of who we are into the quality, into this greater weaving. And I call on the energy of weaving. I'm not interested in multitasking. I'm not interested in, unfortunately, walking around like a chicken without a head. That just does not sound sexy and inviting at all, and usually feels like where I'm at sometimes. And so I invite, for myself and for us in the space, I invite us into a sacred weaving that allows us to go in and come out, and go in and come out, and be woven with another color where it looks like the two are one, but it's two colors creating another color. So there's three actually. Or four, or five, depending how many strands you're weaving with. But whatever the tapestry of this week and this day, I want to give you a moment, if you can take your hands and put it at the center, whatever center you need to like clear up energy from, right? As I adjust my bra, you know, whatever the energy center, whether you've found yourself kind of like going like this because you've been exhausted and your body has just been doing a thing, whether you've been able to rise or to rest, whatever your state is at, in that place, you can anchor yourself and anchor your hands. And as you anchor your hands, whatever is the energetic quality that you want to continue to weave into this week or this day, maybe it's just this day, I want you to be able to say, I am, and whatever that energy is. So, I am the Empress. I am the Empress. I am the Empress. I am the Empress. I I am the Empress. I am the Empress. All these places, the wording serves as a beacon, a small fraction of holding the illumination and the quality of the energy we're talking about. So while we could say the affirmation or we could say the thing, it does not have charge. It does not have charge until your energy is actually aligned with it. And this is why I think it's important to take time when you're going to like adjust or shift or pivot, right? Where you're like, oh, I think I've had enough of this. Take some time to find the language that encompasses where, who, in presence and in being you are anchoring yourself at. Because when you do that, when the desire, the internal flame is like lit toward that orientation, then what happens is that it charges your words. So this is, I'm not a big fan of like, how do you say it? Speak it till you believe it. Or what's the other one? I always forget this one. That's how much I dislike it. Fake it till you make it. Don't fake it. Don't fake it. But you must do the internal work of aligning and saying to yourself, this is actually what I believe. I'm not going to fake it, because that creates a deceptive loop within yourself that later on sets you up for like self-sabotage and sets you up in that like continuous, like, then we wind up with what is wrong with me, right? Because we think there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that we haven't anchored the energy behind the language. And so when we don't do that, the charge is in the desire. The charge is in the pulse that you're holding. And this, I take my time. It doesn't feel great because you want to be able to just like, this is the direction I'm knowing. I'm the type of person who's like, okay, if that's the direction I'm going, then what is it going to require of me? What am I willing to offer up? What am I willing to anchor in no matter what? And so I want to invite you kind of to be with that. And so this is how we would go. I want to like channel it and be with the quality of the energy of the Empress, right? So I'm going to find my playlist and I'm going to put it together that reminds me to do this. See that difference, right? And when it reminds me to do this and compels me through lyrics and through body movement to be with the gathering of that energy, there the pulse and the energetic cord aligns. And I've been personally like spending time with this, right? Like trying to understand what are the pieces to things that propel energy. And there it is. So you put your playlist on, you anoint yourself with an oil that holds that energetic beacon. You can choose a piece of jewelry to hold. I gotta remember to look at over here. You put a piece of jewelry, you take it and you consecrate it to the particular energy you're wanting to hold and call on. I got some stuff burning here, charcoal, coal, and I always forget that I have it burning. And I'm like, by the time I come around to it, then I'm like, so yeah, so that's my offering to you this morning or today as you navigate the rest of this week, is to look at the ways in which you want to give the attention to cultivate and tend to a particular energy. What's your playlist behind it? What's your favorite, like if you take a ring and you decide that you're going to use that as the energetic amulet to embody that, then maybe you're putting that through smoke and maybe you're anointing that with the same oil you're using with the same intention. Again, this is no fake it till you make it. You are going to cultivate that and tend to that energy. And when you hit the charge inside of yourself, that's when with that charge, you move ahead with intentions and you move ahead with, plans or goals, however you language that. So I want to invite us to a deep breath. In through your nose hold it, and then when you do that next inhale, I want you to think about the places in your body that are a little achy, needing a little love. And inhale and send the breath to that place. I need it in my back. And one more breath in. Hold it for a minute. Not literally a minute, but. And now let it out. Make sure you stretch your neck and bring spaciousness to this area that spends all day doing all this. Check where your shoulders are at. Mine are a little high. I'm feeling a little stressed, but it's okay. It's not like crisis stress. It's just I have a lot of things happening, so we just like stretch in that way. So thank you for being with me this morning, afternoon, whatever time you receive this. And I hope that it has been generative for you. And with the breath, we seal the space. Thank you. Shalom.